Arizona is going.
What you think, Miss Cynthia?
Atlanta. I can't see. Unfortunately, I last year Carson Palmer hasn't returned. This year's Carson Palmer doesn't look like the same guy we saw last year before the playoffs. He's had some strange games that the passing game doesn't seem to be working the same way. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald has been working out of the slot, but the perimeter, what's going on out there? David Johnson. If you're playing fantasy, it's like always David Johnson. So set that aside. Always play David Johnson if you have him. But apart from David Johnson, there are not reliable pieces like we saw last year. And it's just, it's confounding to me. I don't understand why we're seeing such a big difference because the personnel isn't all that different.
Yeah, Ike, Bruce Arians, what gives you? This is the first real bump in the road he's had since he moved to Indianapolis a few years back.
And we talk about this all the time. You take away the deep ball, and make them go 10, 15 plays, it's hard. OCs get anxious. They want them splash plays. They want them big plays. Now, granted, as much as we can talk about Carson Palmer, his receivers been dropping a lot of balls.
Correct. Correct.
His receivers has been dropping a lot of balls. But if I'm going to tote the load, I'm going to give it to DJ, David Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
All day. He's going to have at least 40 touches. 40 touches. I don't have to hand the ball off to him.
Nope.
He's going to have 40 touches until Carson Palmer gets his mind right and he's looking like the Carson Palmer from last year. But the thing about Carson Palmer is he's maxed out. That's Carson Palmer. Like, we keep forgetting he had.
But last year he had, like, such a good year. And
Cynthia.
What happened with John Brown? What happened to Michael Floyd? Like, what's going on?
R.I.P. Chris Henry, Chad Ocho,
Right.
T.J. Husmanzada, Corey Dillon / Rudy Johnson.
Right.
He had the pieces.
Right.
Still couldn't get it done.
Right.
Still couldn't get it done. So now we go to Arizona. You get Floyd. You get Brown. You get a old Fitzgerald, but in the slot, he's still working these young guys. And you got David Johnson right behind you, man. The man is ready to go at any time. A broke Le'Veon Bell is what I call him. Still can't get it done.
You call him a broke because you're a Pittsburgh fan.
No. I'm saying that because athletic-wise, the total package, I would have Le'Veon Bell first, then a DJ second, just speaking in that term. But, yeah, like Carson Palmer, he's had some. Same thing as Peyton Manning. They both had pieces. Peyton Manning figured it out and found the way. Carson Palmer hasn't figured it out or found the way.
I think the Cardinals, in fact, it's grim enough that I don't think you can go into 2017 with Carson Palmer as your presumed starter.
Oh, but that quarterback market is so strange,
Yes.
So maybe you might have to,
There's
right?
a guy who wears number 9 who is a backup in Dallas.
No, he
I
might
don't
go to
think he'll
Denver.
go there, though.
He might go
right?
to Denver.
Yeah.
You need to go with strong defense.
But it's weird because, I mean, really quick aside here, we're in like the end of a quarterback bubble, like a it's a market bubble, right? Because the rookie pay scale, which was enacted in 2011, that has changed kind of the valuations of quarterbacks and the longevity and your willingness to kind of the free agency. Like Brock Osweiler was the beneficiary of that bubble because. Well, correct, but when you see just like in the quarterback market, like so trading up into that, like Teddy Bridgewater, that trading back, the Minnesota traded back up into the first round to get Bridgewater with their second pick in the first round in 2011. He's giving them the insurance policy because he's still on his rookie deal that they could go out and get a Sam Bradford. Whereas
I completely get what point you're making there.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. The sweet spot for NFL rosters is when you have a high-end QB who's on his first deal. That's why Russell Wilson and the Seahawks were able to get to those 2 Super Bowls. Kaepernick got those Super Bowl. Flacco won a Super Bowl. Roethlisberger won at least one of his Super Bowls in that situation, maybe won both his Super Bowls. When you give your QB $20 million and compromise the depth of your roster by doing that, it does knock you down quite a bit.